Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 133 of the Everything Moto Racing podcast. I hope you've had a great week. I'm here with Cameron.
Whee! Musical chairs. It's me this time.
Yeah. Lauren can't make it tonight, which is annoying because they're like, oh, we're going to have the trio back. And then Lauren went, and then Tyson couldn't work out Audacity, so he's not here. It's like, oh, great.
Yeah, it's just us again. Tyson, we will help you with Audacity. We will do it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Audacity's fine.
Yeah. Or,
yeah,
your audio platform of your choice. A DAW, as it's known.
I use Adobe Audition because it's great.
I'm a Logic Pro guy, but...
Yeah, you're a Mac.
Yeah. Pro. MacBook Pro. Anyway.
Wow. Wow. Same, to be honest. But anyway. Anywho, that's
Jesus.
cringe as fuck. Firstly, just so you know, well, if you don't know anyway, but we released another podcast the other day, a bonus one with Jake Gagne, the three-time Moto America champion, Superbike champion. We had a great little chat about everything from when he was in the Rebel Rookies. He literally did motocross, then tried out for the Rebel Rookies, never ridden a road bike before, and the next year was racing against Brad Binder in the Rebel Rookies, and the year after that was the Rookies champion.
Incredible stuff.
And then, yeah, he's had a very good career. I talked about, obviously, when he replaced Nicky Hayden and that kind of pressure of racing at Laguna after Nicky had passed away, and he was the guy that they chose to replace Nicky and stuff like that. And then nowadays, and now his success with Yamaha, and is the bike and track that he chose that would be perfect. Because I asked him, what did I say? If you could ride any bike at any track, what would it be? His answer, I'm not going to say it, you're going to have to listen, was spectacular.
Yep.
Like, amazing answer. I was like, yes. I was like, people are going to love that.
Definitely.
But but heading into the actual MotoGP race weekend, wow.
Lost for words.
That's all I could say. Honestly.
Did not expect this from Kota, but... if this is a sign of how it's going to be in coming years, it's now one of my most looked forward to weekends.
Yeah, it was sensational. The race itself was amazing, but then the media and all around it was really, really good as well. There's a lot of famous faces there. We even saw Gunther Steiner from Formula One, Haas team, the don't smash my door, fuck smash door. Legend.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. He was knocking about. And a lot of big characters, basketball players. Sonic was there.
If there was ever a reason to want to be there, Sonic was there.
Sonic. I don't know why they made him do the flag, but...
I don't know. Yeah, I did find it like an odd one.
It was just odd weekend.
Is there a new Sonic movie coming out or something?
I don't know. They're just like, what's fast? Motorbikes. What's also fast? Sonic. There we go.
Yeah. And there was a really just cool vibe and electricity about the whole weekend, to the point where I was actually like, do you know what? I would now consider making the flight out if money permitting and everything. I would actually. I feel like it's a weekend. A race weekend I would want to go to because it looks like a really great, obviously the racing was good, but then everything surrounding the racing also looked like a good time. I feel like it would be a really good value, so to speak.
Well, my mate Gustavo, he sometimes posts on the Everything Moto Racing Facebook page. So if you ever see a post on there from 3 a.m, it's him. Oh. He was stood at the top of that tower. During the races.
Really?
Yeah, he's done it a few years. He's actually made it onto a helicopter flew right in front of him and he made it onto TV.
Oh, sick.
But he was up there and he said it was just amazing up there.
Yeah.
To just see everything.
I do. I fancy it. I quite fancy going to, there's Mugello and Jerez, the sort of more historic, traditional, or Assen even, these with the real sort of,
the classic track.
Yeah, the classic side of it. And then there's Texas, where it all just seems like this whole big event. You got flags to match the size of the event. It really is.
Word.
Yeah. It seems like just a real good time start to finish, and I quite fancy going.
Yeah, that podium in the sprint race was bizarre. Marquez is dancing.
Yeah. Lauren said she thought she was in a fever dream. And I have to agree.
I was sat in a pub or a restaurant eating a meal, watched the sprint race there because, you can't miss MotoGP for anything. But then as soon as the race stopped, I put my phone away and like 3 different group chats I'm in were like, what is going on?
It was...
And I'm like, what? What am I missing?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what was going on. It was, it was good though. It was Saturday night. I had a little beer. It was entertaining.
Yeah, I do wish, because apparently the room they were in, Viñales, Marquez and Martin, was very awkward.
Ooh, it were frosty. It was. And it was so prolonged as well. I don't know what was happening.
Yeah.
If I had an issue
none of them
with the
really
podium.
like each other.
Nah, they're not pals. You could tell.
No, I would have loved to see Pedro Acosta in there just to
liven things up. Yeah. It was just so weird and silent, and for a while they weren't even showing anything like on the TV in the room.
Oh, no.
It was just the MotoGP logo flashing around, and they were just sitting there like they were waiting at the dentist's or something. Really awkward.
There was a meme, it was like, it was a meme, and it was like when the dads drop the kids at the play center and have to make conversation.
That is very accurate.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a very good race weekend though. I think MotoGP, we have to obviously go on to that. The main race was amazing.
Yeah, race of the year so far. I know we've only had 3, but like
race of the last few years, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe Phillip Island 2022 topped it. I would say remember. It was just so good. And I was watching it with my girlfriend who doesn't really care about MotoGP. Like, she'll just sit in my company because, for some reason she likes to do that. Someone liking to spend time with me, mental. But she was just sat with me and she was on her phone, on Instagram, going through reels or whatever. And I'd be like, whoa, what the hell? And she'd look up and be like, wow, okay. And go back to her phone. But then it would happen more often. And I would be like, whoa. And then you could just see her become a little bit more and more interested until eventually the phone went down and she was fully invested in it. She was screaming at the TV louder than I was. And she was like, if it was like this every week, she'd watch it.
Yeah.
And I think MotoGP needs that. If we're going to get new audiences like that from people who do not give a toss about motorcycle racing, who then are very invested in it and would watch it every week if it was like that, that's how we attract new audiences.
And do you know what the difference has been? This weekend in particular, and what has what's caused this? Because, I mean, the racing, I'd say, this year so far it's been living up to like what we've expected or wanted from the start of the season. Yeah. And the difference is we've now got Marc Marquez, who's not scared of a scrap at the sharp end. Yeah. We've got Pedro Acosta, also not scared of a scrap at the sharp end, and Mav has found his mojo and has found some kind of aggression, which is what he's been missing. Other than that, I can't think of any action really that didn't involve those 3.
Because it was obviously last year, it was just mainly Pecco and Martin with a few KTMs of Binder and Miller tuck in there. But now, actually, the race at Kota was the first time both KTM and Aprilia have beaten Ducati, apparently.
Is that
I read that somewhere earlier today. Can't source it, so maybe don't take it as fact, but that's what I read earlier. And that's insane.
That is. And like, yeah, you were saying last year it was mainly it was the Pecco and Martin show, really.
Yeah.
And no one, when either of those two were, it clicked. No one could really lay a glove on them.
No.
And neither of them either are particularly aggressive riders. Maybe Martin. But
yeah, they had that little scrap at Sepang, but that's about it.
Yeah. But now there's like 4, maybe 5 riders who all can win a race and are not scared of a scrap now. This is what we wanted. So
yeah,
Yeah, I think for that reason, 2024 is finally giving us the racing that, like, the pre-season and the contract changes and everything has sort of promised and is now actually being delivered. So I am here for it. I'm excited because, I mean, if it's made Kota interesting, then what's it going to do at Jerez and Phillip Island?
Mugello.
Yeah. What are these tracks going to be like later in the year? Even India. India was good racing last year. It's going to be
it was,
so good this year. Buzzing.
Yeah.
Happy.
I'm buzzing for it. Yeah. And it was just so good. I was gutted to see Marquez crash out of the main race because I think he added something there in terms of that battle that we just discussed. Like, I think he was able to, because he's not scared of a scrap, and so it was quite interesting to see him chuck it up the inside of Jorge Martin at the last corner. Martin say no and chop his nose off.
Yeah, exactly.
And Marquez then having to recover and recuperate because he's not scared to sling it under somebody. And it was a shame he crashed. It was a shame because it wasn't his fault. His front brake failed, according to Frankie Carcetti. Mark confirmed it himself because Mark said he was riding in like second and third and was struggling to brake. And so then he went into first place to try and just see if that would help it, I guess. Because you're not having to brake to another rider, if that makes sense. The back straight, for example, when on Pedro Acosta's on board, for example, when Bagnaia would brake, Pedro would brake behind him, but then as they close into the corner and Pedro had more corner speed, he'd have to then go a little bit wide to avoid him. Whereas if you're in first, you are the leader. You don't have to do that. But then Mark, into that corner where he crashed, he said he grabbed the lever, squeezed it 3 or 4 times, and it was just hitting the bar, and there was no pressure, and then it eventually gripped, locked his front tyre up, and that's when he went down.
Damn. Do you know, actually...
That's a shame.
Yeah, and it doesn't just sound like an excuse either, because I remember when it happened, you know, the sort of replays at the time, the instant replays, you know, think what you will of the TNT Sports pundits, like, you know, we've got an ex-world champion or superbike champion in there, kind of knows what he's looking at. Like Neil Hodgson said, that went really early. Like it clearly was a lock-up rather than just pushing a little bit too hard. It just went. So that does, it is a shame that the reason Mark went down wasn't because of like a bit of scrapping or something, or, you know, like at Portimao, for example. It was just sort of anticlimactic. I don't think he had the win in him. I think Mav was quicker.
I think Mav would have won that. That was Mav's to lose at that point.
Yeah. Mav,
even when he was like 9th.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think Mav still would have had the pace to take the win. But Marquez definitely had a podium in him. And it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. And
missing a wing as well.
Yeah, exactly. But I think he's shown that he's there. He's shown that he can do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kota is a bit of an enigma because that's one of his favourite tracks. I think if there's going to be a win this year, it'll be at Sachsenring.
Oh, yeah.
People maybe are discounting him for the title, but it's only been 3 races and it's nowhere near finished yet. But
we've not got a clear favourite either. Pecco's what, 5th?
Yeah, 5th in the championship at the moment, and he's struggling a lot. Like in the sprint race, he was 10th, and he was just dropping places left, right, and centre.
Yeah, and we have seen slow starts to seasons from Pecco before.
Yeah,
but
he's even said today on Instagram, "I always come back."
Yeah, I get that, but only because nobody else has. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one else's form has improved and made the Ducati start working halfway through a season. But now, there's so many Ducatis and so many fast people on Ducatis. And there's also one Pedro Acosta. Legit, Pedro could not walk the championship, but he could take it just from finishing top 5.
Overall. Which is mad.
Exactly. I mean, I also remember saying before the season started that I was like, I don't think Pedro will get a win this year. He might get a podium. Well, I mean, we're 3 rounds in, and he's proved me wrong.
I think,
he's proved many people wrong. I think he's got a win in him. could be Jerez, to be honest. Like, once we're at these Spanish circuits that he knows very, very well.
He's been racing that since he was a kid, Jerez.
Yeah.
I've seen photos of him when he was like 11 on a little Campeones bike.
Yeah. He's going to be dangerous at all these European tracks. And I think, like, Pecco's not had competition like this before. If I'm honest.
Martin was there, but he wasn't consistent enough to really push him. Fabio, maybe in 2021, but again, I think that was Fabio's more to lose because Fabio pulled such a lead, and then the bike was struggling, and then Pecco found that form and could then cut it down.
Yeah.
But then when Pecco crashed at Misano, that was it. Mathematically gone. It was too late. Fabio obviously deserved that title, and that's not taking anything away from Fabio.
No, he was phenomenal that year.
Yeah, he was outstanding, and he won it so early as well. But then the year after, when Fabio was out of the picture a little bit because the bike wasn't too good, Pecco just walked it.
Yeah. Who else has been good over those last few years? Do you know what I mean? Nobody.
I'll say Pecco walked it. He did come from 91 points back to win.
He did.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no one else has been this consistently good over the last few years. And the last person is obviously Marquez from 2016, 17, 18, 19, 4 in a row. And then Marquez before that. And then the most consecutive titles in a row was Rossi from 2005, 4, 3, 2, 1, you know?
Yeah. I don't think we'll have that again. I don't think we can have 3, 4 titles on the bounce anymore, just with how competitive these bikes are and how close they are, and ultimately how good everyone is as well. Yeah,
exactly. And it's been proven that because Bagnaia is not even the first Ducati at the moment, or the second GP24, because GP23s are coming in and they're beating him as well. And, you know, Martin and Enea Bastianini are leading the championship at the moment. Martin has a 31 points. No, he doesn't. 21 point. Bad maths. 21 point lead over Enea at the moment. And but that's 30 full points over Pecco.
Yeah.
Already.
And it's the same bike, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
GP24.
Pecco isn't even he's the third Ducati in the championship, and if Marquez had stayed on, it'd be the fourth.
Yeah, I think what I didn't expect was Enea to be ahead of Pecco. I thought Martin maybe he'd come in strong, but I didn't think Enea would be higher than him.
Enea has so much to lose, though. Enea
True.
has everything to lose because he wants that Ducati next year. Desperately. I'm sure deep down he desperately wants that bike. He doesn't want Jorge Martin coming and taking it off him.
No.
That's Enea's bike that he's earned off his own back, his own right. That's his, as far as he's concerned. So now he's full fitness. Now he's on a bike that actually does work for him because 2022 bike did work for him. So that is 2021 bike that was in 2022. But then the 23 bike didn't really work for him.
Yeah.
And now that's why Bezzecchi is struggling so much at the moment. And then they make a bike that does actually work for Enea because Enea's in the factory team and therefore does have access to Ducati to go, actually do that because I want you to do that and make this bike around me as well.
Yeah.
They've done that. They've fixed the engine braking and bang, Enea is all the way up there and is a bike that's a lot more suited to his strengths. And we're seeing the Enea that we know. I do think there was a strong argument for Enea to keep a seat, and genuinely, I do believe he deserves to stay. And to finally finish my point, Enea, if Ducati get rid of him, his career's potentially on the drop then, because he won't earn anywhere near as much money at Aprilia. He doesn't want to go to Honda. He won't want to go to Yamaha. So the best bet is Aprilia or a KTM. KTM could pay him the money, but there's no entry there.
Nah,
because Acosta has got the factory seat. Then you look at Gas. But if Ducati and Pramac part ways, so there's only 6 Ducatis on the grid, there will be potentially an opening. There was a point I was trying to make there. So if Pramac part ways, there we go, there will be, and go to Yamaha, I can't see Martin or Morbidelli wanting to stay.
No.
Meaning there are 2 more riders there for GasGas to swoop up. And Marc Marquez could make a move to GasGas as well.
Yeah.
Because that's right, because Fermin Aldeguer will have to go in either VR46 or Grassini. And so Marquez could find himself at GasGas, meaning that there's no space for Bagnaia apart from on that factory Ducati seat. Martin will leave Pramac and earn more money in Aprilia. Bagnaia would have to take a pay cut to go to Aprilia.
Yeah. I think, unless results change, this will be Morbidelli's last year. I know he did have an unfortunate start to the year, but like it's just, if you want a Ducati,
I think he was in the top 10 during the race though.
He was, but he crashed it.
I see your point though.
It's it like, yeah, and if he's not wanting to go on a Yamaha, KTM aren't going to say yes. Aprilia aren't going to say yes.
No.
So I think Morbidelli will be like, do you know what? Sod it. That's fine. Might
Imagine
get into VR46. I don't know. Depending on what happens
with Digia.
Yeah. It's really early to call. I mean, it's just far too, like, there's not even, who's confirmed for next year? Really only the people with long contracts, right?
Yeah, a few people, yeah.
Pecco, Binder.
Off the top of my head.
Fabio.
Yeah, Pecco, Binder, Fabio. I think Viñales. Let's have a look. But, as well, imagine being Franco Morbidelli. You leave Yamaha to go get a Ducati, and then your team's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to change it to Yamaha again. He's like, no!
Stuff of nightmares. You finally get your hands on a GP24, no less.
Yeah.
And
the like, team, yeah, Yamaha.
You know, Pramac, how long have Pramac been on Ducatis?
Oh,
like a decade?
Since the first season. Actually, no, not since the first season, because they ran Honda very early on. But yeah, like 2006, I want to say.
Really?
Ducati.
That long?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And then Franco comes in, they're like, let's go to Yamaha. Come on! Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. What? Yeah, I don't know. I can't see Franco staying in too much longer, especially now that we know Furman's coming in. Marquez is probably gonna have his pick, I would say, to a degree. Not of factory teams, but I think if there is an open seat, then people are gonna want Marquez, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think Alex Marquez could be out. He's done okay, but he's not had like a meteoric. So he's not delivering what he should be after. What is this, his third year on a Ducati now?
Second year on Ducati, and then like fourth year in MotoGP. His rookie season was 2020.
True, he did come in on a Honda, but
yeah, true.
Yeah, I think it's just too competitive now, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's next year, so it's Bagnaia, Aldeguer, Zarco, Marini, Binder, and Quartararo were signed up. If, theoretically, Pramac were to withdraw, which is kind of the talk at the moment.
Withdraw from Ducati or
Yeah, and switch to Yamaha.
Right, okay.
If that leaves 6 Ducatis, with 2 official Ducatis going spare, either both Grassini will take them, or both VR46 will take them, or one bike will go in each team. So Bezzecchi will get a current bike. This is my thoughts. Bezzecchi will get a current bike, and then maybe Marc Marquez could get an official bike and stay in Grassini. Because that could be a very big pull to keep him there.
Yeah.
But if GasGas come knocking, Red Bull have sponsored Marquez since 2007.
Yeah.
2008, actually. 2008. They've always wanted him in a Red Bull team. You know, Repsol Honda was sponsored by it, but KTM for a long time also had an influence of Red Bull, going, Marc Marquez, you know, Red Bull athlete and all that. He's their highest paid MotoGP rider. He obviously has the most pull as well. And so Marquez could be very easily swung into KTM, who have a mental budget.
Oh, you know, blank checks.
If you look at their if you look at a test team, you know, you got Pedrosa, Polispargo, Spolga, Micacalio.
Yeah.
4-rider test team in there. You've got so many riders even just on their books to just ride their bikes forever. Jeremy Williams, for example, is on KTM's books. What's his name? Alex Hoffman's on KTM's books just to ride their bikes and do promo stuff.
Yeah.
Like KTM have money.
Infinite money. And I think it could be a way for Marquez to think, okay, actually, I can like almost have his cake and eat it, like have a clearly competitive bike and also get paid a lot, because he had to kind of choose one or the other really this year, didn't he? He had to either choose to stay with Honda and get that fat paycheck, or make the switch to a competitive bike. And then if he goes to an RC16 with Red Bull, might get both.
Yeah, exactly. And that could be really good, because I think the only way, it's tricky because Augusto Fernandez could find himself getting a third year. There is another twist in his tail though. Just got reminded of it.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, we're assuming that Pramac switch to Yamaha. They might stay. They might just stay. And if that's the case, Pramac will obviously have Aldeguer.
Yeah.
And the other side... So the other side, if Morbidelli leaves, Jorge Martin's going to leave. He literally said the other day, Ducati is my priority over Pramac. So if Ducati don't want him, he's not going to stay at Pramac.
Right.
He doesn't care about being in Pramac. Which is sad, because Pramac obviously great. But
yeah, they are. Yeah.
Sky Italia, who, for the love of God, take it with a pinch of salt, because I remember when they said that Pedrosa had signed on the line for Petronas Yamaha. So please take it with a pinch of salt, because... Yeah, and then Crash.net have then also posted it, so really take it with like the smallest pinch of salt possible. But they have posted that a rider has an option for either Ducati or Yamaha in 2025. The name is Andrea Iannone.
Nah.
Yeah, I can't see it. 34 years old, man.
MotoGP seat, not.
Yeah, MotoGP seat.
Nah. Maybe he's a test rider.
It'd go into Pramac, but yeah, it's cool, but no.
So many more. There are so many names higher up the list.
2, it's like absolutely brimming with talent. And Joe Roberts.
Yes.
Who I was like before this year, no chance. Joe Roberts on a MotoGP, you're having a laugh. He is actually putting in a very strong contention.
Yep.
Very strong. What am I trying to say? A very strong
argument.
Thank you for that Trackhouse seat.
Yep, it could
and
all
Oliveira
be.
is not doing that.
No, he's not. It could all be aligning for Joe Roberts, and it could make for a wonderful documentary about how he rejected the Aprilia in 2020. I think it was one of the COVID years, right? 2020.
Yeah, because they tried to sign Bez as well.
Yeah, he rejected it because it just wasn't the right time. It wasn't to be. The stars and stripes weren't aligning. And now, now look, like the results are coming, and we have an American team in MotoGP and in Moto2. Maybe it's meant to be. Like I say, it could be a lovely documentary. Even just a little Insta reel. Do you know what I mean? Could be great.
Yeah, that's right. It's for 2021 as well.
Oh, was it?
It could be amazing. And he was second in the race. He was also on the podium in Portimao.
Could have won the race had he not hit that neutral, sadly. But
yeah, that is devastating in your home race.
Yeah.
He's second in the championship, only 2 points behind Sergio Garcia.
Which is impressive as well, by the way. Who saw Garcia leading the championship?
Yeah, like, what the hell?
Hell yeah.
Like, he's a little pocket rocket, is Garcia. And that's the thing. If Garcia wins the championship this year, after just 2 Moto2 seasons...
That warrants a ride, surely?
That surely warrants a MotoGP ride, because he is, like, 19 as well. Something like that.
He's outperforming Fairman.
Young. Yeah.
Considerably.
Exactly. Let's have a look. Sergio Garcia is... That is not him. He says 44. He's a golfer, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Garcia. Yeah. Garcia's 21, so he's young.
Good age.
Very
like,
young.
solid age for MotoGP.
God, he's 21. I remember when he was 16 and making his Moto3 debut. Where does the time go?
remember when I was 16.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago now.
That was in today, a week today, that'd be 10 years ago, so that's terrifying.
Oh, for you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting old.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, so there's a lot going on in silly season, but I wanted to take it back a little bit, rein it back in to the main race.
Oh, yeah.
Maverick Viñales was sensational. He was 11th on that first lap.
Perfect.
And we're seeing a different Viñales because I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, negative Nelly, or what's the word beginning with C? I can't remember.
Cynic?
That's it. Cynical. You're saving my bacon today.
Right.
I don't want to be cynical and be like, oh, yeah, but he's not going to do it and be consistent, because maybe he's found a new strand. He's got this Batmav thing going on now, and so he's saving the day, But we saw this in 2017 when he switched to that Yamaha and won the first 2 races, and then didn't win a race until the end of 2018 after that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit here, and Portimao was a shame for Viñales, because if he had stayed on, he would be second in the championship right now. And that's not his fault. The bike destroyed itself, the gearbox. And normally, things like that would absolutely derail Viñales and just mess his head up. But it's not. It's not. He's just come back, reset, come back to Kota, won the sprint race after getting pole position, and then in the main race, when he had a terrible start that wasn't his fault, pulled it down to 11th, it again didn't absolutely obliterate his race like it normally would. Instead, he just got on with it and overtook everybody and won the race. And it was an absolutely magnificent performance. And like we said earlier about Marc Marquez, Marquez wouldn't have won because Viñales was absolutely on the smoke that day. And I believe he got a Grand Slam as well.
Was it? Yeah, pole, both wins.
Pole, both wins, and the fastest lap. So Grand Slam, pole, leading every lap. I didn't lead every lap. So he nearly got a Grand Slam, but he didn't get a Grand Slam.
But he got a new pole lap record and race lap record, right?
Yes, he did.
Get on.
Like, it's crazy looking at his little thing here. It's got, on Wiki, it's got 1P1F. So that's pole, win, fastest lap, sprint win.
Amazing.
You're fair, sorry.
And the thing is, going back to your point about how he started 2017 strong with, 3 wins on the bounce? Convincing wins?
2, yeah.
2?
I think, yeah.
It was like, I imagine the environment of the factory Yamaha team next to Valentino Rossi has got to be hella different to his little family unit that's happening in Aprilia right now, where everyone's just getting on, they're just doing their thing, everyone's happy, and the results are coming. We know that Viñales is very much a mental rider. I don't mean mental as in like crazy, but you know what I mean. Like, it's what happens in the head is very important. I think that's really what's making the difference here as well. It's all just finally clicked, and I think it's now going to take more to knock him off that pedestal. Like, it's a more solid foundation now. It's the hair as well. Yeah. Like, he's going to get a cease and desist from DC Comics about this Batmav thing, and it'll be fine. He won't care. He'll be Super Mav instead. Is that still DC? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Iron Mav.
But he's just been so good this year. And yeah, like you said, it's hair. I remember when he was in his prime. I remember at the team launch this year, and I was like, he looks like 2014 Viñales. 2015 Viñales. I was like, he looks like a baby again.
Yeah.
And that's when he was unbelievably fast. Yeah, that Moto2 season in 2014 by him was sensational. He won his 3rd ever race in Moto2. Wow. Unbelievable. After being crowned the world champion last year before. And battled against an obscenely competitive Tito Rabat and Mika Kallio, who was just absolutely on fire the whole year. And he only finished within 15 points behind Kallio that year as a rookie. And Kallio was second in the championship.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
It's and then he comes to
MotoGP. Mav. Yeah. And then he came into MotoGP the year after just 1 year on the Suzuki.
Very impressive.
And his second ever year, and he was on the podium loads and won at Silverstone in 2016.
Yep.
In his second year in MotoGP. And you're like, this kid, and was fourth in the world as well, may I add, as in his second year in the class. And you're like, this guy has talent. I do think he should never have left Suzuki, and I will always stand by that.
Yeah, agreed.
But, you never know. I don't blame him for going to Yamaha. Jorge Lorenzo had just left Yamaha, the best bike on the grid.
Yeah.
You're gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why it made sense to go to the team with likely a much bigger paycheck. Yeah, and Valentino Rossi's team, and you've seen how Lorenzo had been not dominant. Obviously, it's really Mark that was dominant. But if it wasn't Mark, it was Lorenzo winning. So,
Well, yeah, you got to remember, the year prior, 2016, Mark and Lorenzo battled at Mugello, and Lorenzo beat Marquez to the line on the Yamaha, and that Honda in 2016 was an absolute rocket.
It was quick.
The fact they had to turn down the power because it was that fast, and Lorenzo out-dragged him. Of course you're going to go to Yamaha, but it didn't work out. But I'm really happy that it is working out, because I remember even on this podcast earlier this year, we were like, well, Maverick's not keeping his seat. Neither's in LA.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to do something.
Yeah.
I'm about to eat my words.
Yeah, I can't believe that's recorded and out to the public that I was like, Mav is going to be the most underwhelming rider this year. Well, I'm very happily eating my words.
But that's why we love motorcycle racing, because you just cannot write the script.
No.
You just can't.
Or can you? I did jokingly say, because he's done terrible in testing, he's going to win the title. But now I'm like, it's not a joke.
Well, one of my mates said something absolutely hilarious. I'll have to try and find it. I'll try and search Messenger quick, because it was actually made me laugh out loud. Where is it? Oh my word!
Did you actually laugh out loud? You lol.
For once, I know.
Wow.
Crazy. It's not letting me do this. I'll try and find it quick.
Paraphrase. As a haiku.
Right, I might have.
No.
No. Aha, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah, so he said, Maverick's been told the sprint is a test for the race. Heard the word test and he's gone and won the whole thing.
Well, that was worth the wait.
Yeah, way. But yeah, testing king and all that,
That's
but
it.
But the whole main point is he's not being shaken up. He's not being rattled. I think it's going to be important to see how he does when we get back to these European tracks. And the fact that he's the first ever rider to win a race for 3 different manufacturers in the modern era is very impressive.
It is.
Can you name the other 4 riders in history that have done it?
Me? No.
Yes. Can you do it? Oh, okay.
Gardner. Rainey.
No.
Surtees.
No.
I don't know. Barros.
Right. No.
Melandri.
So, three-peat has been achieved by 5 riders. Mike Hailwood.
Yes.
Randy Mamola.
Ah.
Eddie Lawson.
Okay.
2 of those on the Cagiva. One is the Cagiva. Mamola on the Cagiva and so did Lawson. And then Loris Caparossi.
Oh, no way.
Who has a hybrid of a Yamaha in 96, Honda in 2000, and then the first Ducati win in 2003 on the MotoGP class.
Right.
So there you go. Viñales, Suzuki, Yamaha, Aprilia.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I was about to say something, but I've forgotten, so carry on.
Oh, Can't be that important then.
No, it never is. Never is.
Acosta as well is just unbelievable. And the most impressive thing for me, the thing that really does stand out to me is being like, what on earth? Two things, actually. I read on Twitter earlier that I think his crew chief said that after the race that Acosta's still learning and he's still improving, and they keep finding bits after every session and every race that he can do better and adapt his riding style better and do this, that, and the other. It's like, how are you still learning and adapting to MotoGP and doing that?
Yeah.
But
I don't know,
it's mental.
I expected him fully again to, be up there in top 5 from the start of the race and then drop off again. But no.
Yeah.
Pulled it home ahead of Martin and Pecco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like fair and square.
And
neither of them had an issue where they had to really, fight their way back up the grid like Bav did. They were there, start to finish, and they couldn't beat him. What? It's,
the thing that really blows my mind and blows my nut.
Oh my god!
That sounds dodgy. Is the fact that Bagnaia won his 2 titles. You're laughing.
I am. That's creased me. Carry on.
Bagnaia won his 2 titles by being the most difficult rider to pass on the brakes. You are not. It's going to be very difficult to overtake Brad.
Also
Bagnaia.
Brad.
Also Brad. Yeah. Bagnaia on the brakes. He is an absolute demon on the brakes. If you brake, he's going to outbrake you. If you brake later, he's still going to outbrake you, and he's still going to make that apex. Absolutely sensational on the brakes. Why on earth was Pedro Acosta making them look like a regular human being on the brakes?
He was braking. You assumed he was going to overshoot.
Yeah,
he was like,
I was like, oh, he's going to miss that. He's going to crash. He got him at T1, I was like, he's going to crash. He's going to do it. No,
pulled it to the apex, not even wide.
Yeah.
And what's the one at the end of the straight turn? 11, 12?
Yeah, 11, I believe.
Yeah. There were parts where it looked like he'd been sort of like sucked into the slipstream in the braking zone, and he was going to overshoot. Nah, just closed the gap. That's all that was happening. He was just braking better than Pecco.
10-12 it is.
Yeah, turn 12.
And because there was an onboard where he caught up to Pecco really quick into that corner, and I'm like, oh my god, he's going to crash into the back at him, and he had to actually go wide because it outbrake Pecco, and you're like,
yeah, exactly.
The hell is going on?
Yeah, like Pecco was going too slow through the corner.
Yeah,
and he had to essentially avoid him. The might be GP24 things that isn't quite figured out.
Maybe, but
I mean,
why on earth is Acosta making Binder and Miller look very average?
It is actually concerning.
Binder did have a broken finger, so you can give him some slack for this race. But Miller has no excuse. He was 3rd at one point and finished 12th.
Listen, on paper, Pedro should be the last RC16 across the line, on paper.
Yes.
But he's not.
No, he's just like 2nd place.
Yeah.
2 podiums in a row.
And Fernandez must be hating everything right now.
Absolutely. I was just looking at championship standings. Mir, Zarco, Rins, Nakagami, and Marini are last. There's one rider even lower than them, though. Resuming his place right down the order, but on a different bike, it's Franco Morbidelli in last place. Which you'd expect if there was a Yamaha badge next to his name, but it's not. And the fact that Fabio is 12th overall is very impressive.
It is actually, yeah. Fabio's
also
doing the best he can.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that Mir, Zarco, Rins, Nakagami all crashed out.
Yeah.
Marini was the only Honda finish in 16th. And then you look at the other end of the grid and you're like, the hell? And then you also look at the other end of the grid and you go, yeah, I can understand why Marc Marquez changed.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anybody is doubting he made the right call.
No.
Because in testing, at the Valencia test, it looked like the Honda was actually significantly better.
For about 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, and Mir was like, yeah, this is feeling like a bike again. I'm feeling confident. No,
Yeah, he did. Said some positive stuff, didn't he?
what's happened? What has happened to that Honda? Because it's worse than the Yamaha again.
Marines can be regretting everything.
Marini needs to get himself locked into one of these Fabio-esque contracts for fat money for a long time. Because that seems to be the consolation of getting on a Japanese bike at the moment, is that you're getting brought in for the long haul, and your sort of financial future is secure at very least. I mean, if you're on a Honda, you may sacrifice your body to do that, but yeah, it is sad that, like, clearly not even the rider can make a difference here.
It is, isn't it?
Because Rins last year won Kota on the Honda.
Yeah.
But
and this time he's crashing.
Yeah.
In the Yamaha.
It is a shame that they're so wayward. But there we are.
Yeah. Honestly, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But into the actual MotoGP sprint as well. Bagnaia just struggled massively. He had rear grip issues. Finished 10th, I believe, in the sprint race.
He looked sluggish, though.
Yeah, and then in the main race, he said that he was there for 6 laps, and it just all fell apart.
Yeah.
What is going on, bro?
He was, because I was thinking, man, how does Pecco always manage to pull it together for the Sunday? But not quite this time.
He had tyre issues, apparently, and he needs to understand the new bike. He had chatter, apparently, as well.
But then, I don't know, Martin's on the same bike.
Which, controversially, backs up the claim made by a few people that Bagnaia is not the most talented Ducati rider. Most consistent, and before anyone jumps down my throat, Bagnaia is an exceptionally talented rider. Absolutely unbelievably talented. He's got more talent in his pinky finger than 20 of me have. Nowhere near any. Like, he's a 2-time champion for 3-time technically, for a very good reason. But he's not the most talented Ducati rider, but he can get the job done when he needs to.
Yeah.
Martin and Bastianini have proven they can ride around that chatter. You saw one of the things. Martin's bike was moving around like a nutcase.
Yeah.
And he was still able to outride it on the same bike. And then A was also able to do the same on the same bike as Pecco and finish on the podium or just off the podium. But Bagnaia cannot, proving potentially that he might not be able to ride around problems that other riders can.
Yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it? Because it is so much about the bike now.
Yeah.
And everything just suiting the rider. And now it's like exceptional riders are able to ride around some problems, but it seems that a really very good rider with a perfect bike can outscore a superior rider, shall we say, but with a bike that's got like maybe 1 or 2 issues, they're just having to ride around. Maybe that's always been the case. I don't know. But am I right in thinking that whenever the VR46 lot are at the ranch or they're at like Mugello or whatever, am I right in thinking that Pecco is very rarely the fastest when they're riding the V4s, the V4Ss and stuff?
Yeah, I think
and at the ranch.
He's not the fastest. I think he's one of, but he's not the fastest. But I guess he might not be going for times. But then again, you can mess around, and have some good times. Try and set some good times. But in the same way, it's like if you crash and snap your leg.
Yeah, true. You can ruin the start of your season, like Morbidelli's found out. Yeah, I don't know. We can but speculate. We are nowhere near the paddock. So.
Yeah, and that's not to say that Bagnaia can't ride around problems or things like that, but when 2 other riders are doing that, And Bagnaia's had the best bike for the past few years now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have said, if he's not on the best bike, he won't make it or he can't do it. And maybe we're seeing some cracks show, because I thought at the end of last year, and again, 3 rounds into the season, by the end of the season, I could be sat here eating my hat with Bagnaia absolutely demolishing everybody again. But I kind of thought that Bagnaia, after the last 2 seasons of struggling at the start and having to ride in defence and ride defensively to try and kind of get those points up on the board, I thought this year, now this will be the one where he'll absolutely demolish everyone. And yeah, he won the opening race. And he did the same last year. And last year we said after the first race, well then, it's over now. Pecco's going to win it. And it went down to the final round, but he still won. This year he won the first race and we're like, right, here we go.
Yeah.
And no, it's not happening. But I guarantee you we get to the final round, he'll be there.
He'll be there. Yeah, absolutely. But I think this year, like we were saying earlier, there are more consistent fast riders. Whereas last year, it was really just Martin. Bez a couple of times.
Yeah, there's more competition.
But
yeah,
and the Aprilia seems better. We've now got Pedro, Marc Marquez, and Mav in the mix.
Yes.
As well as Martin. And Bastianini as well.
Mm.
There are far more contenders this year than Pecco has ever had to really have to deal with. We'll see. But if Pecco does win this year, then that is there. I don't think will be any denying that he is one of the. I don't want to say aliens, but one of the best ever, probably. Like to get back-to-back titles.
3 titles.
Yeah,
if he wins this year,
exactly. If you get 3 back-to-back MotoGP titles in this era, would be that would be like not GOAT status, but it'd be hella impressive. Yeah,
we're not gonna discrediting obviously because he is exceptional and he's just absolutely a believable rider, but it does raise some questions about are you the most talented rider there, or are you? Because you can be talented in many ways, and you can be talented of just riding the bike and riding around issues, but you can be talented in the way of calculating your races and
strategy.
Do I do this? Do I do that? And strategizing your races, and that is where Bagnaia is an absolute expert and probably the best rider on the grid for being calculated and strategizing his races.
I think it's where the factory Ducati team are also the best.
Yeah,
they've got the most data and the most control over these things, and I think if GG or whatever was like, this is what we're doing, I think Pecco would be like, yeah, okay, I agree, that's fine. If you see the numbers, I'll do that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
because they've got all the computing power of Lenovo behind them as well. So not only do they get more numbers to crunch from 8 bikes, they crunch them faster than the other teams.
Nice. Is this an advert for Lenovo now?
You what?
Is this an advert for Lenovo now?
It did sound like it, to be fair. Yeah.
Buy this Lenovo laptop and you can crunch your data faster than other teams.
But you know what I mean? It helps that the main sponsor is literally a tech company.
Yeah, it does help. It does help. And they've got the best people there as well. I was listening to the Frankie Carcetti episode with Dave Neal at the Off Track podcast, and Dave Neal is an absolute legend for interviewing people, but that was really good because the way that Frankie explained how he works with riders and how Ducati work with riders was very interesting, really, I found. So it's worth a listen because, as we all know, really, all Ducatis share data with each other.
Yeah.
You have access to every single Ducati rider's data. And Bagnaia can now go home with his crew chief, pull up Jorge Martin and Bastianini and Marquez's data and go, right, what they're doing here that I can't do, what can I do to improve? And that will only allow Bagnaia to go, right, Jorge Martin had chatter at these corners, so did I. How has he not destroyed his tyre, and how come my tyre has gone because of it, and how come my bike is unrideable because of these vibrations, yet Jorge Martin can ride, and then he can adapt and adjust his style accordingly, and he can work with Ducati's technicians and people to set up the bike exactly the way that will allow him to do that. And having the best build people in MotoGP in your team and being a factory Ducati rider will enable you to do that, and will get you a little bit of priority over Jorge Martin as well.
Yeah. That's it. He gets all the data and I don't know, almost like the priority of what to do with the data as well.
Yeah, well, they kind of build the bike around Bagnaia. If Bagnaia wants to put a blooming bath mat on it, like Jorge Menzo did, then they'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll customize it with his blooming logo if he wanted to, because he's the double MotoGP world champion,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you should move on to Moto 2 and then Moto 3 and then round up. We'll do predictions next week when Lauren's back, because I want to hear her cry how terrible she's doing.
Oh, no.
It's fine. But yes, so Moto 2, as we've said, Sergio Garcia, very well done.
Didn't see it coming, but
nope.
Great. Has he had a podium before?
Yeah, he's had a podium. I think the opening round of the season.
Oh, was it? Okay, well maybe
Qatar
was coming then. I don't know. I just I didn't see a win and like a convincing win happen yet.
Yeah. So early into the season, because he has just switched. Because last year as a rookie, he did wear the Kalex.
Yeah, true.
He'd only known the Kalex. He had a very good season, but then switched to the Speed Up or the Boscoscuro. How do I still call it a Speed Up this many years on? But yeah, he's on the Boscoscuro. And you'd expect him to maybe struggle a little bit, but he's not. But the Boscoscuro this year
looks good.
He's doing very well.
Yep.
I think finally Kalex might actually lose the Constructors' Championship. They are leading, but by 2 points at the moment.
Yeah, because how did the Boscoscuros finish? It was like first and third.
First and third. Fourth. First, third, fourth.
Where else was there? Because where was Ayagura? He's on
seventh, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's all points. Oh no, wait, but then you know the constructors only.
You only count the best. Count top one, I believe. Yeah, top one.
Oh, is it top one? Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was two.
Yes. There's been some seasons where Kalex have literally won every single race in the Constructors' Championship.
Ah, jeez.
They've won the Constructors' Championship from 2013 to 2023 consecutively.
Well, there you go. I mean, it must be working with the Pirellis and everything, so good to see. And I like that the Pirelli drop-off is adding just a little bit more drama to races.
Yeah, it's allowing them to actually think about what they're doing a bit more.
Yeah.
Just positive instead of just absolutely sending it, because that's what they normally like to do. Like
Sam Lowe's in World Superbike, thinking he's still on the Dunlops and just going for it, and then realizing actually you got to manage it a wee bit. But there you go.
Yeah, it's not going to work for me now. But
no,
just trying to go through and see if Kalex have won it. In 2015 they won every race bar America, which was Sam Lowe's on the Speed Up.
Bloody hell.
Let's have a look. I'm still going to try and find one that won every year. There you go. 2016. What? Why does it stop at Great Britain? Why does 2016 Moto 2 stop at Britain on Wikipedia? That's weird. Anyway, let's try and find another one. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, every single one, barring the last three, when KTM won in 2017. This is really pointless, but it's quite fun for me. Yeah, 2018.
Is it? That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Alex Marquez, no. 2020. Surely, 2020. There we go. 2020. They won every single race.
There's only like 10.
There
though, right?
we go. And then they did the same in 2021.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And then all but two. So let's have a look.
Oh my goodness. We're rabbit holing, folks. Hang on.
From the start of 2020, they won every race until Mazzano 2022. That's bonkers. Yeah.
2.5 seasons.
Anyway.
Jeez, oh.
So crazy. But yeah, then it was just a good race. Foggia as well did really well in P6. He's finally like getting through it, but his teammate Moreira in 14th as well.
Yeah.
Genuinely deserves a shout there.
Foggia looked good.
Yeah, he did. Really good.
Yep.
Yeah, Moreira's absolute class, to be fair. I really do like Moreira. I think give him a little bit more time and he'll be up there.
Yeah.
But
like Sergio, he'll probably have a sort of similar trajectory.
Yeah, I think so, genuinely. Because he's a Supermoto champion as well and Supermoto Pro rider for Honda sometimes. And that will work very well with Moto 2. But what the hell is going on with Tony Arbolino?
I think we saw this coming, didn't we?
Did we?
I feel like I'm probably getting it proven wrong here. Before the season, doing our sort of pre-season predictions, like overall, feel like we said that Arbolino was going to be the most disappointing rider in Moto 2.
I think we did,
I think we did, and it looks like
disappointment.
Biggest disappointment.
No. Oh yeah, Arbolino, both of us. Lauren hasn't even put any in here, so that's great.
Lauren,
yes. Always letting us slide down, but yes, Arbolino, we did put. Ha!
We also put Mav.
You put Viñales.
Yeah, I know I did. I know I put Viñales. It's going to be the biggest disappointment.
Oh, Lauren put Viñales to get sacked for.
Oh my goodness.
That's so funny.
Oh, well, better to be half right than not right at all.
That's true. Lauren did put Roberts for the biggest improver. Moto2, you put Garcia for the biggest Moto2 improver.
Let's go.
Nice.
Anyway, we're not talking about the preseason predictions.
No.
What else happened in Moto 2?
Arbolino, man, is just like...
Oh, yeah.
He's been outclassed by everyone. Marcos Ramirez was 17th at one point and finished 5th.
That's impressive.
Arbolino has zero excuses.
No,
he won here 2 years ago and was on the podium here last year.
Yep. Was challenging Pedro for most of the season last year. And now look.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but it is not working. Maybe it's the Pirelli switch?
Maybe. That's my only kind of...
It is like a huge thing.
Yeah.
But it's been the same for everyone, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's just strange, isn't it?
Tis. Who else was on the podium? So we had Roberts, who could have won it if it wasn't for that neutral.
Sergio Garcia.
Sergio got the win. Lovely.
Fermin Aldeguer.
Oh, and Fermin finally showed some pace. Good.
Yes.
Bloody good.
Yeah, Fermin. Considering he's going to MotoGP next year, I expected him to be kind of pretty much on the ball every time to prove to his employers, I can do it.
Ducati,
and the podium's a good start. Mm-hmm. And again, it's only 3 rounds in. Give it 5 rounds and he could be in the championship quite convincingly.
Yeah.
Because it's so close in Moto2 at the moment. You've got Garcia leading with 51, Roberts in second with 49. This is from memory, so I'm just bear with me whilst it's loading. Yeah, I thought it would load faster so I could just carry that on, but no. But Lopez, 38 in third. Canet, 38 points, fourth. Agura, 33, fifth. Gonzalez, 30 points in sixth. Fermin Aldeguer, 29 in seventh. And then finally Ramirez in eighth with 28 points. That is a very short swing.
It is, yeah. After 3 rounds, for the leader to be on 51 points, it's a sign of a pretty close race.
Yeah, because Martin's on 80 points in MotoGP. I know they have sprints.
They got the sprints.
But Moto3 is 65. So Moto3 is a weird one though, because you got Alonso with 63 points in second, and Kelso in third with 28.
So they've got like 2 clear favourites, and then yeah, just the rest of the field.
Literally the rest of the world. But
sorry, who's 1 and 2?
Holgado then Alonso.
Holgado, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but Angel Baqueras has healed up from his horrific injury at the start of the season, it seems.
Yeah.
Podium.
Looking good. Looking
very good. Very, obviously, we know a very, very talented rider, but long may this continue. A big scrap with Via for Sato as well. Yamanaka, Kelso are all scrapping for that slot on the podium.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think Moto3 is going to be very good this year. As always, I think we've kind of got two very clear favourites who are maybe a classer of the rest of the field at the moment.
Yeah, I think Rueda could.
Yeah, because he had to miss a race because he had his appendix out, didn't he? And he was second in qualifying. Then he got pole qualifying, didn't he?
No, Alonso got pole.
That's right, yeah.
Because I predicted it. But anyway, we're talking about predictions next time. But I mean, like, this is bullish for Rueda. Like, he's lighter now.
Yeah, that's true. And after all, Carlos Sainz got his appendix out and then went and won.
That's it. It's just one less thing for your body to be like diverting resources to.
Exactly.
Speed. Let's go.
I am speed. But I think the funniest part was Tola stealing Neppa's bike. He was like, I forgot which team I'm on because he was riding for them last year.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely what happened. And it's crazy because like the TNT feed or whatever feed they use, I don't know, they were following Neppa, like running over to the bike, and then suddenly cut when it looked like Neppa was about to have a swing, and I was like, oh my god, I wanted to see a scrap. UFC's on later, or it was on like the night before. I wanted to see some more, but nah, it was just the wrong bike. It was all innocent and kind of comical.
It was quite funny though. I've never seen that happen before.
Just getting on the fully on the wrong bike as well. Didn't just sort of realize
trying to ride it off.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing,
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, Alonso has been on fire. 2 of 3 wins so far this year.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm very, very impressed. I think he's like 16, no 17. He's 18 next week.
Yeah.
He's so young still.
MotoGP bound, methinks.
Yeah, give him a few years and he'll be, well, next year Moto2 if he wins a championship. I think he'll go up with Holgado regardless. Maybe stay in Aspar, replacing the very disappointing Izan Guevara.
I know. Yeah, this is not good from Guevara. Like this is second season. It's just nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, and he looked good in Qatar when
exactly.
He was like 4th at one point, but now he's 20th in that race. And
that was just Qatar
when
things,
but when you've got Acosta already just smashing everyone up in MotoGP, you've got Sergio Garcia winning races, you've got Dennis Foggia in 6th. You should not be 20th. And
yeah, exactly.
I remember Aspar being absolutely really angry at him when he turned up for the first Moto2 test because he'd just been out partying and his mindset was all wrong. And I'm not sure about Guevara because he has been told from a very young age that he is the next big thing. And then he won that Junior GP Championship against Acosta as a rookie.
Really?
And then went straight into Moto3, and then was winning races as a rookie in Moto3, then won the title the year after. Your ego hits the roof. And you see him on Instagram pouting on his stories and probably caring more about his jawline than the natural racing. I remember
maxing.
Yeah, Luke's maxing. What was it? Mewing.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But
that's him.
They said, what did they say about Danny Kent years ago? That he cares more about his hairstyle than he does training.
There you go.
And I don't know, it seems like potentially with the Guevara, obviously, just my thoughts, that he's been told he's amazing all this time. Then he does get some results to back it up. And you kind of sit back, you take your hand off the gas a little bit. You go, you know what, I am great. I've done all this good stuff. My ego's through the roof now, but I've earned it. And then quickly you realise you're out of your depth.
Yeah.
And the riders who haven't taken their foot off the gas that you were racing in Moto3 are now beating you consistently and winning races.
Yeah.
That should be warning signs and alarm bells ringing in your brain that goes, wait, what? Why am I not doing that?
Well, this is it. Like 2 years ago, it was Garcia, Foggia, Guevara. It was either, pick one of them to win the race, essentially.
Yeah.
And now, Garcia doing the business, winning Moto2 races.
Leading the championship.
Foggia's not far away. Another couple percent, like, figuring it out. And Guevara's just languishing. And, like, Pedro as well. Is it not Garcia and Pedro, like, in Moto3 had quite a few good scraps?
Yes. Oh, God, do you remember their Austria race when Garcia crashed and still got on and still finished second?
Yeah, because they were just so far. Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's... If Guevara was scrapping with Garcia like that, and Guevara has also beaten Acosta in, like, was it Red Bull Rookies, he said, or Junior Championship?
Guevara beat Pedro Acosta in the Junior World Championship.
As a rookie. Yeah, so, like, he clearly has the caliber.
Yeah.
But does he have the mindset and the work ethic that the others clearly have as well? I don't know, because Acosta's come from nothing, had to work for it.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
And it's
without the rookies, we wouldn't have him.
Yeah. Thanks, Red Bull.
Mental. Yeah. Thank you very much, Red Bull. But yeah, so I don't know about Guevara. Maybe there's stuff going on that we don't know about, but it's just not good enough, I think.
Nah. Taking a seat at this point.
And that's not even us like talking him down and being like, you're crap or whatever. It's just a case of we expect so much more from a rider. He's only 19, to be fair. He's a baby still, really. But,
so is Garcia.
We expect more. Yeah, true, exactly.
So is Acosta.
We expect more from a rider who is, exactly. We expect more from a rider who has got this incredible CV that precedes them, that should be the next best thing.
Yeah.
And is not doing the business at the moment.
Yeah. We're not mad, we're just disappointed.
Yeah, that's it. Very disappointed parents right now. But yeah, we've gone over Moto3, we've gone over Moto2, we've gone over MotoGP.
We have.
Oh, he's also the European Talent Cup as well, Guevara. He won the European Talent Cup in 2019, then won the Junior World Championship 2020, then was a Moto3 rookie winning races in 2021, and then won the Moto3 World Championship in 2022. That is how fast he progressed, and how well, I mean,
it's
you
prodigy
don't get there by
stuff.
not being fast. Yeah, it is genuinely prodigy stuff. I mean, Jacob, our ex-podcast host, shall we say, he believed for many years that Guevara was better than Acosta and had more talent. And then
he may have.
He might do, but he's getting swallowed at the moment.
Yeah, and this is it.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but I mean, like, I hope it does come together, because, like, it's always good to just have people up the sharp end. The more interchangeable the top 5 are, the better.
Yeah,
really,
wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next then? Jerez. In 2 weeks' time, with Danny Pedrosa making an appearance.
Yes, Danny Pedrosa and Paul Espargaro have been confirmed for wildcards this year.
Yeah, so we got Pedrosa at Jerez, and we got Paul Mazzano
and Mugello.
Oh, Mugello, sorry.
Round 7. So
beautiful.
Who's gonna win? Acosta or Pedrosa?
Do you know what? Could be
the rookie and the legend. I can't wait to see photos of them on track together, though.
And it'll be nice to see Marquez also, like, up there with Pedrosa as well, because
I think Pedrosa's out to get data, so I'm not sure he's going to be racing, but last year was exceptional. Yeah. But he did hold back on that podium at Mazzano to just get some more data.
Yeah. I'm excited. I love Jerez.
Me too.
Last year was special.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really like Jerez that much, but yeah, it was just amazing with Pedrosa.
I want to go as a spectator, because I feel like you're really close to the track. I feel like it'd be great as a spectator, and the atmosphere and everything. I think it'd be
it'd
brilliant.
Be crazy.
And my wife's auntie lives kind of close to Jerez, so I need to try and get myself over there. I'm going.
Yeah. I'm visiting the family. Where are you going today? Oh, no idea. Why are you wearing a Marquez t-shirt? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Coincidence, maybe. There's a Costa cap on you as well. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, just holiday things. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Why have you got a smoke grenade?
Yeah.
A red smoke grenade. Oh, I don't know.
Just do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just Cameron things, you know.
Yeah. Weirder things have been found on my person.
Yeah, we'll finish with that.
Cool.
But yes, thank you for listening to this podcast. Make sure to go back and my brain. I have not had dinner yet. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm not eating yet. I'm starving. My brain has no food in it.
I mean, short and to the point, right? Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Good night.
That's it.
Rate the podcast.
Listen to the Jake Gagne podcast as well because it was sick.
Listen to that.
And
rate the podcast. Comments. All that stuff.
Subscribe on YouTube because all that jazz.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the podcast and support the podcast as well. In it, bruv.
Please share. Thanks.
Yeah. Cheers.
We're good at this.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Like, unreal, to be honest.
After 133 episodes, this is the outro.
Hey, me and Lauren had a great outro last week. We were just chatting about how nervous it is to interview guests on podcasts.
Oh, and then you did another one. Well done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks. And then, oh God. And then they were like, the guy I know was like, oh, yeah, I'll sort you out with Matty Schultz now. And I'm like, whoa, chill. And he's like, oh, I can get you Wayne Rainey. I'm like, bro.
Let's do it.
Chill.
Well, my very first appearance on here was just with Dominic Egerter.
Tommy Agata, yeah, legend.
First time chatting, I was like, oh, right, okay, straight up with this multiple-time Supersport champion. Yeah, great, cool, no problem at all. Excellent.
Yeah, Dommy's a legend.
Yeah, he is. Dommy. We love Dommy. Come back, Dommy.
Yeah, baby, come back. We are such rambling right now. I'm so hungry. Such rambling. Jesus, this 26.
Such rambling.
Wow.
Jesus
anyway,
Christ.
Thank you for listening and goodbye.
Bye.